Think you've got the hottest stereo around? I bet you're wrong. Take a look at some old ideas that sound fresh with the help of an old friend, vinyl. Now, Mike, I was looking around here. We hear about some high-tech stuff, and I got to tell you, this is not what we're used to seeing with this kind of stuff here.
Well, we've kind of gone the opposite of high-tech, more into lower tech, I guess, and we keep moving backwards into simpler and simpler constructs to an attempt to find maybe a purer sound or an easier way of doing something. So we came up through tubes, and then we moved into transistors, then we went into integrated circuits, and this is where you get your Pioneer receivers and things like that from. And then audiophiles and people with an acute interest in making things as clean and as close to the true as possible. They started experimenting with simpler and simpler items. So first we went from ICs, we went from them back to transistors. Better, much better, okay. Then somebody said, well, tubes are simpler than transistors. Let's try those. Okay, so they tried tubes. Much better. Tubes reign supreme. It's just impossible to beat them.
That's kind of a bumper sticker. I think you got to have tubes reign supreme. I think we got to come up with that.
Well, actually, the one I like, and you can quote me on this,
okay,
is that the shortest distance between 2 points is a vacuum.
Wow, see, that's real high tech though. People out there are saying, this guy, I don't know, he's talking about tubes and stuff like that. They're gonna. Do people think you're nuts when they come in and say, hey, I need something? I mean, aside from just your personality, but I mean,
it's hard. It's hard because I'm very enthusiastic about this. It's just the type of thing you can't easily explain to somebody.
Sure, but they can hear it.
They can definitely hear it, and the first thing that they notice is that they will hear an album or a CD, and they maybe heard the album 50, 100, maybe 200 times. They put it on and they go, I never heard that. I never heard that. I never heard that. My friend was sitting there one day and he was listening to something else and goes like this. And he turns around and I'm like, what? And he says, I just heard something over there. I'm like, well, okay, yeah, that's true. You did, and this is what a system like this does. Speakers have made tremendous increases in quality over the last 5 or 10 years, and so have turntables. As you can see, because of a turntable like this, you're not going to find this just anywhere.
And you already said I can't touch this.
I can't touch this.
You said I can't even 6 inches. So I'm kind of right at the edge of. I'm making you nervous. I'm sorry. I'll step back.
Well, this one, it took us about a year to build this one. So a lot of technology went into this and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, to say the least. And the reason mainly was because I love albums. I got about over 3,000 of them. Many of them will never be found on CD. And the quality is, I would have to say there's probably a 50 to 75% improvement over what is possible with a CD.
Well, now you said this took you a lot of work. It doesn't look that high tech. I mean, it's got looks kind of metallic and stuff like that. Is there anything special about it?
Okay, first of all the components are very high precision. The bearing is ground to within 10 millionths of an inch, and the outside of this runs probably a couple 10 thousandths of an inch, so it's very accurate. We're not quite done with it. We're building a new motor for it, and it's things about this big around, some Army surplus thing that came off an Army tank or something that we're going to be putting on there. But the
Army's not looking for that, are they?
Oh boy!
You might have to edit that part out, Mike.
Yeah, and then there's that night vision stuff. Well, anyway,
we'll get back to that. That's another show, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Uncle Sam needs the bucks,
Sure.
all that surplus money. But we've added some refinements that will not be found on any other turntable of any sort. So we've put, like I say, every possible improvement we can think of into this item.
And to the point where you said there's even a part that you can't show us here.
Yeah, well, this is one of our new preamps. It's a new weirding design that will probably take the entire audio market by storm.
All right. And somebody's beating on your door there, Mike.
It's probably one of my employees. I better go let them in.
It might be the Army guys.
Oh, no.
Oh, look, it's just some. Look at that. That's not high tech. We'll have to find out. It's not the Army.
No, it's not the Army. I told them to go away. I gave it the office.
I got,
so
you know,
everything's cool.
while you were gone, I have to tell you, we peaked. This is not, I don't know what, you know, our viewers, I mean,
Jim, would you take care of these guys, please?
hey, you know, we don't want any problems, but, you know, our viewers aren't they're not that dumb. I mean, they know, this is just, look at this. This is, now, so, I mean.
What we've done is we've kind of brought the technology that was inside here up to more of the, shall we say, the circuit topologies that we use nowadays. Still
I was just talking to somebody about circuit topologies just the other day. You know, it's one of those words that always comes up in
and it's the kind of thing where you just don't know when you're going to need it. You know,
so I guess that's true.
Here's one case. Inside here, there's 4 12AX7s, the same as there always was. It's just a different recipe. We kind of mix it up a little bit.
Can we get a glossary sheet at the end of the show? I think people are going to see these terms and they're going to say, "What is he talking about?" I don't know.
The signal starts at the phono cartridge here. It comes into the back of the preamp. The preamp has 2 separate preamps inside it. One's the phonograph preamp because this is very low level, and the other is the line stage. That's the one that runs off the volume control. And there's 2 stages in each one. So there's 2 on the phono, 2 on the line. So that's 4 stages all together. Yes. Then it leaves there and goes into our electronic crossover. This is all tubes also. The low frequency goes down into our solid state amplifier, which runs our large subwoofers, which are some 250 watt units here. In a unit like this, these are Heathkit amplifiers. They're 25 watts a piece, and they sound like a wall. They are unbelievable. These amps sound like 150 watts.
Wow.
Because that's one of the other problems that we have, is that guy says it's only 10 watts. It's only 50 watts. I need 200. I don't know if we'll ever produce these. I don't think there's anybody who cares enough about stereo to listen to these.
All right, Mike, it sounds good, but can you turn it up?
Sure, we can do that.
I mean,
you know?
real volume. I want to feel this thing.
Okay.
I really want it. Okay.
All right.
You say this stuff is good. I want to check out our TechnoBytes website at this address right down here for all the information on all these stories we had tonight and even more. And I'm Jim Peck. We'll see you next week right here on TechnoBytes. Do you have a question or comment about tonight's show? Get in touch with us by calling voicemail at 414-297-6999 or leave us a note on the internet. Our address is techbyte@milwaukee.tech.wi.us.